What's going on, everybody? Welcome to T-Box Talk, episode 35. My name is Andrew, and as always, joined today by Josh and Will. Today on the pod, going to be going over the weekend roundup. Had a great birthday celebration with Josh. Going to talk about a couple golf things, go into some football. It is fantasy football playoffs at the moment. Me and Josh are both involved. And then we're going to go into the Podium of Christmas movies. We might not be able to get an episode out next week due to some travel for the holidays. So I figured we'd make this our little Christmas episode, which I'm just realizing now.
I'd like to also note that, the people listening, you guys don't have stand-up prepared, right?
No.
I had something prepared.
Okay.
And I typically am trying to engage with you anyway. So why don't I say can you give me that little section at the end?
You can have it.
All right, we'll laugh for a minute. Because I think I have something really funny that I'm dying to know about you guys to see if you guys have the same shit.
Okay. All right. I'm excited to hear about it. All right, let's go into the weekend roundup. Josh, I have talked about this restaurant before. It's called Empire in Boston, and it is a Asian fusion Japanese sushi restaurant, but it's also kind of doubles as a lounge. And I know I've been wanting to take Josh there for a while because I know he's really into that type of food. So for his birthday weekend, me and a couple of the boys took Josh out. Josh, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was weird. 25 comes around and you think that it's like this significant birthday, right? And here's the real fact of it is 25 is kind of the age that everybody literally starts to separate. Like, people fail to make plans around 25 because they all have girlfriends or they have jobs or they have they're in different parts of the country. So it was a little initially odd, but Colucci brought it home for me, set up this plan to go to Empire. We did it. I got to hang out with, it's funny, I didn't even realize it. The crew that was at Empire this weekend with us was the fucking OGs.
Yeah, it's OG crew.
It was literally the OG original crew from third grade type time. Kindergarten even. Yeah. It was me, Cambio, who's been on the podcast, Barrera, one of our buddies, and then Colucci, four of us. We went to Empire. The OG crew stuck by me. They did something I wanted to do, and Empire first off and Andrew knows that everybody probably knows I'm extremely intense with food. I know what good food is. I'm obsessed with cooking it. I love it. Empire was hands down the best restaurant I've ever been to in Boston, maybe even the Northeast. I was trying to think about restaurants that I had enjoyed more, even in Providence, because Providence has good food. And I couldn't. The only one I know of that came close was in New York City.
Yeah.
But moral is, you know what the thing is about that restaurant? Anybody who's ever been to Boston or thinking about going, this restaurant is not just a restaurant. It's this half club, half lounge, but it's not like some Toads in New Haven, or
it's not over the top.
Well, I was going to go the other way with it and say it's not shitty. When you go to some of those lounges, right, they're like hookah bars, and they're kind of dumpy places that are kind of grungy. This place is fucking it's
beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Yeah.
There's gold all over the walls. I mean, this place is massive, huge. And on top of it is if you I walk down the hallways and the clientele they're driving in is young, not entrepreneurial, I don't know what I was saying, young professionals who are on a Friday night, who are not just eating, but drinking, partying, and then the food is unbelievable. And they had another section that had a big screen on it where everybody was watching the Celtics game. I mean, and then we went to the casino, of course, and
yeah, which I was not too thrilled about. But
Yes. I had gone to Vegas previously, and I brought I had won some money in Vegas. I brought $600 worth of cash so that everybody could gamble on the same behalf. We could all go in. We could just take some bets together. Nobody had to lose money but the $700, which was won through gambling. I thought, with a little bit of birthday luck, we might be able to turn it into a couple grand and then, do whatever. Have some fun.
Because on your 21st birthday, we all went to Mohegan Sun together, and the boys caught fire.
We tore it up.
The boys, every one of us was up big.
Tore it up.
Maybe a couple.
I think I walked out of there on my 21st with $700.
Yeah.
Or $700-800.
Yeah.
And I'd put in 100. So I was I was seeing if we could catch some birthday luck, and we didn't.
Yeah, and even with,
we would have led with that. If
even with Josh like bankrolling some of the night, I still managed to find my way to the ATM, take out my own money, and blow it all.
They all like felt bad, like they needed to like put their own money in. I said you could add some money to the pot. Like if you add like $100 to the pot, and then we have 700, then Cambia to 800. It's a good pot to work with. Like we learned one thing that I did take away from the night, which I thought was cool, was that we all learned how to play craps.
Yes.
That was like a big takeaway for me. I've never done that in my life.
Craps is very fun.
That was the most fun I really had on a table, aside from that 21st birthday roulette.
Yeah, but just to get angry for a second, I think the Encore Casino fucking sucks.
It sucks.
Really?
It sucks.
Oh yeah.
I've not been yet.
So it's all nice on the inside and stuff, great. But my God, they promise you that like you'll get drinks served to you as you're gambling.
Yeah,
does not exist. And they also promote that they last call at 4 a.m. Not true at all. They last called at 2 a.m. So I don't know where the fuck that came from. And then just like you ask for a drink from a server who walks around and they just never come back.
That's sad.
Even if you throw them a couple bucks, they just don't come
demoralizing. Back. What the crazy part is? I actually was at one of the tables and I told the guy, I was like, listen, Kluchi, were you there?
Yeah.
You were there. I literally said to him, I was like, listen, because he said it was last call. I will tip you a ton of money. I'm
prepared to give you like $20.
Yeah, I'll give you like $20. Like I didn't say 20, but like I was like, I will tip big if you bring me a drink. And I gave him my drink order. Kluchi put it in his, whatever. Guy never came back.
No shit.
And like, the thing is like at the same time when you're gambling, like the table minimums were crushing us.
Yeah.
Like you had to do $25 a hand on no matter what you played. And what I typically like to do, like the big thing for me is I typically like the live roulette that you have the machine, so you can bet only like $1 or $5 hands.
Right.
And you can also sit out hands if you're not feeling it. I've had really good luck on those. But even outside of that is the idea that like if I brought in $700 or something, we had $700-800, and like 3 of us are on the table, we don't want to gamble against each other. Because then you start to create animosity towards the whole environment. Like you want to gamble all on the same stuff. But the problem is that what ended up happening was because it was $25 hands and we were all trying to gamble on the same stuff, really what we were doing was doing like $75 or $100 hands.
Yeah.
So like if we lost like
you got like
big.
6 more times.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah, the boys blew through the cash pretty fast. But
damn, it went, didn't it?
Yeah, but it was such a fun night.
It's a great time.
I don't think, but then the other issue with the Encore, my other last big issue, and then we'll get off this, you get stranded there. If you stay late enough, there's not many rides out. Me and Josh didn't get our ride out. We didn't get back to Quincy, Mass, where we were staying. We didn't get back till 3:45, 3:50 in the morning. Like once you hit a certain hour, it's very hard to find a ride.
Oh yeah,
Colucci loves haggling with the taxi drivers.
Yes, it's one of my favorites.
He walks out of there and he's like running up to this taxi like he's in the heart of New York City, like Manhattan, just like, hey buddy, yo, you take 40, I'll give you 40. Yeah. And the guy's like, no, 50, and Colucci's like, I'm not doing it, man. It was so funny.
We didn't budge. Yeah, he went down to 45, but I just refused to budge. I wasn't doing it, and I also had a ride on the way, but it was taking too long. So I was like, I just want to go home so bad.
Maybe someday, if OMADA was like doing well, Kaluch, we could just spend the $45 at 4 a.m. to fucking go home to get home.
The extra $5.
The extra $5.
I know.
It's like on Shark Tank when they're like countering 15 times over 2% equity in the company. It's like you're not gonna think about the 2% equity when you have $1 million in the bank.
It's all principle. It's like
it is principle.
Andrew did that out of principle. That had nothing to do with the money. That was I've seen him blow money on things that don't even exist. Like out of thin air, he just like it's gone.
Money's gone.
Yeah, money's gone.
And it's gone.
But then I had a Christmas party the next day. That was absolutely awesome. But Will, let's take it away with your weekend.
I don't really. I mean, nothing that I did over the weekend.
Yeah, the wedding.
Well, top. But it was okay. I think the positive of the wedding was that it's the last wedding of the year. So Let's go. Let's go. Last wedding of the year. Yeah, I already got 1 or 2 coming up in 2023, but we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, wedding on Friday. It was nice. It was at Wright's Mill Farm in Canterbury, Connecticut. So it was like a very like country-esque barn wedding. We weren't there for the actual wedding. It was just the ceremony. So we were there for a few hours. It was fun.
Wait, you didn't go to the party?
The wedding was at the actual wedding was at a church in Warwick at 2 p.m., which we couldn't make because I didn't get out of work until like 2 p.m. And so we ended up just driving. Also, it was at a church, and like I refused to step foot in a church.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, that was you. So you're saying the ceremony?
I just went to the reception.
Oh, the reception. Yeah.
Like
I thought you were saying you went to the ceremony, which is in the church, and didn't go to the reception. Which
no, absolutely.
Yeah,
never.
I was like,
that's back ass for a day.
yeah.
No, it was good. I mean, at the end of the day, it was free food and free drinks, and I really can't complain. And actually, it was basically 75% of the way back to my parents' house. So Marissa and I ended up staying at my parents' on Friday night, and then we had like a Saturday fun day, and we went out, hit a couple of vintage stores. Marissa wanted to go to a brewery, which was awesome, so we hit up a brewery over in Manchester, Connecticut called Labyrinth. It's a really great spot, and we hung out there for a few hours, and then just moseyed on back to Rhode Island. And Sunday was just basically a crapshoot. Sat inside all day, watched football, and drank some beer.
Oh, you're watching more football these days.
If I can, yeah. I mean, I don't have cable. I don't have YouTube TV. I don't have anything. So, like, I have Paramount Plus, which allows me access to CBS Sports. Mm-hmm. So as long as a game is on CBS, I can watch it.
Yeah.
The only game I could watch, which actually turned out to be a pretty decent game, was the Jets and Bills game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
That was it. Not a crazy weekend for me.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I went to a, craft grilled cheese place in Boston. So I don't know. I'm forgetting what the name of it is.
Melt?
Right now.
Was it called Melt?
It wasn't called Melt.
There's one in Providence too.
So this one originated as a food truck, and then they opened up a few like actual locations. It was fucking unbelievable.
What'd you get?
So this is my issue with it, right? So they had this one grilled cheese that was on the menu, but it had a sticker that says like not for sale, like out of stock or something, right? And it was like a grilled cheese with avocado. It was a grilled cheese with house-made guac, bacon, and chipotle mayo. That was out of stock. I was like, okay, that looked really good, though. I really wish I could have had that. So then there was another one that said grilled cheese, house-made guac, bacon. And I was like, okay, so that's pretty similar. I guess they must be out of chipotle mayo. So I was like, so I go up to the counter. I'm like, yo, so like that one's out of order. And the guy just turned into a dick. And he's just like, dude, we haven't sold that for like 2 years, man. And I was like, okay, this is my first time here, but okay.
That's such a stupid thing. Like, change your fucking menu. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? You've probably been telling people for 2 years that you haven't you're not selling it
for 2 years.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, so then can I get that one? But do you have chipotle mayo like that I could have on it? And he goes, yeah. I was like, okay, that's the same fucking sandwich. It's literally the same sandwich. So the guy scolds me for not knowing that they didn't have it for 2 years. And then I asked for the chipotle mayo. I was like, hit him on the inside. He was like, oh shit, it's the same sandwich. And I was like, yeah.
That's crazy. That's a stand-up bit, by the way.
But
that was funny.
But it was fucking unbelievable. And then the only fries that they served were truffle fries. So those were really good too.
That's awesome.
Those were really good. And then I got a fucking parking ticket.
I don't understand how they put guac on. How do you put guac on a grilled cheese? Like, doesn't that? Are they cooking the guac?
I think they cook the grilled cheese first.
Open it up,
put the guac.
That's so odd.
No, because the guac was warm. They
definitely cooked it. There's the grilled cheese. Once it's closed, it's not.
Well, it's kind of like when I see like an authentic quesadilla. Like they grill it with the cheese on the flat top, and then they open it up and put the toppings inside after.
Maybe they did. I don't know. I didn't really.
Well, all I know is guac cooked typically sucks.
No, this was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're speaking from like the
BJ's.
avocado BJ. Yeah.
Maybe maybe you're right. Maybe but I don't even know anywhere that cooks like guacamole
I wouldn't deep fry it.
There's
avocado.
a deli.
Yeah, I don't know where would you get anything? I've literally never had like cooked avocado ever.
There's a deli I won't mention because I love them, but I was like, do you have avocado that I could add in this sandwich? And they go, yeah, but it only comes fried. I was like, oh, that's a little odd. All right, I'll take it. It was maybe the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, it's just mushy.
Which means it's just frozen avocado that they just deep fry. I was like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Grilled cheese is Like
a gourmet grilled cheese is really. Did you
ever saw it? I told you about the one I had in New York.
Yeah, the mac and cheese store.
Yeah, they were making the cheese inside of this fucking building, like inside of the store. And then they did a mac and cheese grilled cheese, so it had like pasta in it too. And it was the greatest thing I've ever tasted, and I proceeded to shit myself for 2 days.
Yeah. If you go to a specialty grilled cheese place, and all the power to you to get a grilled cheese, obviously, but like if you go to like a nice restaurant and you get a fucking grilled cheese with tomato for $13, you know what that costs them to make? 25 cents.
Yeah, it's a great menu item.
Yeah.
Like it's a great money-making menu item if you do it. Yeah. 2 pieces of bread, cheese, and bacon and tomato or something. Like
fucking
it's fire. Yeah. Did you have something else for the weekend?
I was just gonna say we did have like a little Christmas party. Will wasn't able to make it. But
yes, that's
actually, it was really nice. We had like a bunch of we partner in a lot of ways with Baby Delight, which is my father's business, in the same building. So like they had their staff much bigger staff. But it was a lot of fun.
Great time.
We met at the family farm.
Secret Santa, always a blast.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed.
Not Secret Santa, Yankee Swap.
No, yeah, I was pretty pissed. Okay, I had I actually got the 2 best items in the whole place.
Is that like Dirty Christmas, where like you can steal someone else's gift?
Yeah. If you have a number ahead of somebody, if you have like a later number, you can steal any gift that's already.
Yeah, I was fucking. I'll be honest, I was heated.
What did you guys get?
Well,
what'd you end up with?
A thermos and a $15 Dunkin's gift card.
Well, you go to Dunkin' every day. So.
Yeah, so it actually was huge for me.
I got a bottle of whiskey.
Knob Creek, yeah.
Knob Creek, and then these little ball, like the ice ball maker with it. Okay. I mean, I thought it was cool, but I don't drink whiskey anymore. And I also think, here's the thing, the thing that sucks about that gift swap is that I basically had 2 of the best gifts, and both were robbed from me. Like, I got Yankee Candle, I got this fucking awesome candle.
Yeah,
it's Christmas really cookies, which I think is their like #1 candle in the winter time. Because I've seen it for like my life. I've had them. And I was so pumped. It came on this nice Christmas ornament. I was going to fucking set it up in my room. I was going to love the smell of it. And somebody took it from me.
Yeah.
And then she gives me in return like a bag that has like a Theragun, like a cheap Theragun, and then also I think a Bluetooth speaker or something. Yeah. So it's like, that's a pretty good trip. Like, I'll take that.
That shit probably won't work.
Well, it was 60. I know. I found out from my mom that she bought is like $68.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah. So it was like together is like a more hefty, like whatever. Some guy takes it from me, and then he gives me in return the Knob Creek thing, and I'm like, dude, I don't really fucking want the Knob Creek thing. I want the fucking the any of the previous.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever want to regift it, I have a whiskey collection at home. So.
Do you really?
Yeah. So I would gladly take that off your hands.
There's always a great moment in a Yankee swap when your gift gets chosen and you get to see the whole room's reaction to what you got. And I got an electric heated throw blanket.
Right, yeah.
And the girl got it, and she was like pumped. She didn't trade it away. She was like,
"Oh, actually, I'll tell you what. That's something I would bring up. I asked for an electric blanket based on Colucci's review for my birthday for my mom. I fucking hate it.
Really?
I hate it.
I mean, I freaking love those things,
dude.
Man.
The metal wires are running through the whole blanket.
Yeah,
I got metal wire. I'm wrapped up in a fucking mesh metal blanket. It sucks.
So I never had a blanket, but when I was in college, in 2 of my years, I had very poor heating in my apartment. So my mom bought me a heated mattress pad, which also has wires running through it. But then you put a sheet on top of it, and you don't feel it at all.
Yeah.
And dude, like I would wake up in the morning and my room would be like 37 degrees. Like my water would literally have ice in it.
No way.
But I would sleep like a baby throughout the night.
Where the fuck were you living, dude?
I was living like my sophomore year. I lived like in the basement, like of a house. Like it was a really shitty setup, but like that got me through it.
Yeah.
The heated.
See, that's where I could see it like being almost like life or death. But I live in a normal home right now, and like a bedroom that I'm thankful has like sufficient heat. I found out that like if you fall asleep with a heated blanket and it gets too hot, you have major nightmares. Like you cut, like I came out, I was like wrapped up. I was wrapped up in this blanket, and I came out like I woke up at like 4. I left it on. And not to mention, there's electricity coursing through the blanket. Yeah. Like, what am I just driving cancer into the rest of my body? Like,
probably.
And so I have it on. I'm like, I leave it on. I wake up at 4 in the morning, like, like ready to fight an army of like imagined illusion creatures because I'm like having such a bad nightmare. It's just like
new marketing campaign for electric blankets. if you want fever dreams, buy one.
Yeah. It was fever dreams.
Yeah,
dude. So I guess
when
that
you have like when you
right,
and you have a fever, you have like crazy fucking dreams.
So I guess that's like literally, hey, fever dreams. I love that. So if you want to hallucinate in your dreams and then wake up and think you're fighting an army of make believe like enemies, then yeah, you
get an electric blanket.
Get an electric blanket.
Nah, it's freaking. I still like mine. I don't put it on every night. I only put it on when I'm really cold. But
what did Angus get from the Yankee swap?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was pretty forgettable.
Oh, it was the game. It was the game.
It
got like a board game,
which actually wasn't the worst because it's something maybe you could use relative to Christmas, but it kind of has a short shelf life because once past Christmas, you'd never play this game ever again.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, so that's gonna wrap up the weekend roundup, and then we'll go into a couple golf things. A couple things going on this weekend actually. Tiger and Charlie are playing in the PNC championship. So it's like the father-son, professional golfer and their son playing this big tournament all weekend. So there should be a lot of fun clips that coming out of that. Can you guys imagine if Charlie Woods just becomes like the next Tiger Woods?
I wouldn't doubt it.
But like how? Like that's the question. How? Like is that like a transferable? Like if you have like a pro NFL football player, their athleticism as a father to a son is just like higher than the rest of us who genetically don't have that. And then you have like all the influence of tagging them along and giving them opportunities where maybe they wouldn't have had them. But like in golf, like I don't know, like is it just him training him as a kid?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean you have to think Tiger started like when he was what, like 2 or 3?
Yeah,
like, I remember back and think about the video clips of him on the news.
Yeah.
When he was like a toddler and they did like a putting thing on the news for him. So like I think he's in regards to like practice and training, like he's learning from the best, and Tiger like learned from his father, right? I think.
Yeah, big time.
So I think in terms of like following in his footsteps of training and practice and whatever, like he's on the same path. And he's got a hell of a fucking swing, and kid can hit the ball for 12 years old. So.
But do you think that that's like
so
you're saying that's nurture versus nature? Like basically that you don't have to be you don't have to be born a specimen to be Tiger Woods.
I think part of it's genetic too. Like, I mean, I think you have to have good hand-eye coordination and calisthenics, and I think
depth perception. And
yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that go into. I think there's a lot of things that make a good golfer that you don't think about. Like I think hand-eye coordination is one of the biggest. Like, I think learning that and like your location or where you are in regards to the ball it's a big thing. I think no one really thinks about when it's just when people think of golf, they're like, oh, I got to learn how to swing a club. Like it's more than that.
Yeah, and I also just think he's gonna know how to like put him on the right path. Like, hey, this is what you really need to work on. This is how much you need to do every week. These are the certain exercises you need to do. Like, there won't be an opportunity when he messes him up. Like, he'll be like, I messed up here, so we're going to do this different. If Charlie wants to do it, he's just a fucking kid.
Yeah, but see, my thing is like, I look at it and I'm like, Tiger is where he is because of the difficulty of his life. Because like when you think about Elon Musk, for instance, and I'm probably getting annoying talking about him because I love him so fucking much, but that motherfucker grew up poor as hell, and he carried those insufficiencies in his life into his business. So he's willing. When he hit a company at 20 million, then he went to fucking 180 with PayPal, and then he took all the money and rolled it into 2 fucking of the most difficult companies ever to build, rockets and cars.
Yeah.
Which there's only 2 car companies in American history right now that have reached mass production and not gone bankrupt, and it's Tesla and Ford. So my thing is like when you talk about players like Tiger and people like Tiger and Elon, they have this underlying like
a chip on their shoulder.
They got something in there, man. I just don't know. Like with Charlie, I mean, his father is gonna explain to him like. Can you explain, hey, when you have a crowd of 300,000 people like on this green staring at you taking a putt, you know what I mean? Does he have that like that X factor that Tiger had, or can that be built, or is that just like
you either got it or you don't,
or like
what is it?
That got it or you don't. So that's like that to me is like the genetic side, or But, well, not so much. Like, the X factor is the ability to do it. But I'm saying, does that come from the genetic side of being gifted? Does that come from the nurture of being trained? Or does that come from the insufficiency or the difficulty so much of life where he had to, like, cross these barriers, you know? I don't know.
I think it'll be fun to watch over the next, like, 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be cool to see what this kid does. But I bet you there's going to be a lot of cool clips that come out of this tournament throughout the weekend. And other than that, Tiger and Rory lost to JT and Spieth in the match. I didn't watch it. I don't think it was even really advertised that much.
I completely forgot about it.
I forgot.
JT in the match.
They did the match over the weekend.
Tiger and Rory versus
JT
and Spieth. It was on Saturday.
They just don't.
I didn't realize it until Sunday. Yeah.
What was the outcome?
JT and Spieth won.
Yeah. And they won all like the little challenges too, I think.
You know, I hate to say it, but like
nobody
I kind of am hopeful that whole match thing dies out a little bit, so that sometime in the future, either us or somebody can come along and do it right, where you actually are bringing like funny personalities and covering it dude, I'll tell you right now that Bob did this, and we're doing this now with our golf rounds. The funniest part, the best part about watching somebody play golf is the funny shit in between. It's the we're having fun out here because we're just fucking around. Like, yeah,
so that a few clips like that came out from the match, but like you can tell it's forced, and
it's so forced because they don't give a fuck. Like, they're there to make money. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Like, when you're there making, like, what did he make off that? Does anybody know?
No idea.
No clue.
Here's the answer: millions.
Yeah.
So they did that for millions of dollars, and it's like great, like the 2v2 competitive match, like where they're super like focused on trying to win. Well, what's like the value of that? I don't see it.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, because you have like the live tournament, which right now nobody gives a fuck about, honestly, because there's no like stake. There's no like PGA championship there is the PGA championship, but there's nothing in that, like that specific, the events that they're holding that carries weight of value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no, I know.
Where's the weight or value in this? It can only really be in the comic nature of their interactions or big bets or something.
Yeah, I just like I said, I think it has to be played on a pay-per-view or something, so that they can be genuine and honest and like swear and stuff and be real. But it won't be like that until somebody like us or like another company does it and gets actual people that people want to see.
Because if you think about it right now, which would you rather watch? Would you rather watch the four of them play in a 2v2 scramble of JT, Tiger, whatever, or would you rather watch Joey Coldcuts and Bob Does go out there with Fat Perez and their crew and just like basically fuck off for a couple hours?
Yeah, that would be way funnier.
I think that question's already answered. Like, none of us even knew that it was happening. And
right.
We knew about it before. Like, it's not like we just had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, we knew this was happening and still forgot about it.
Yeah. We even mentioned it on the podcast. We're like, hey, this is happening soon. And then
we're a shit golf podcast.
We got to make golf more fun.
This is not really that much of a golf podcast. This is a fucking hilarious
turn. Well, they are in the golf off season right now. I will say that. But anyways.
Speaking of off season, do you think speaking for us, like, are you guys officially done with golf for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I'm done. The Iceberg Open was it for me.
Well, I didn't learn from my mistakes, so I tried to play golf. I've tried to make a tee time for Sunday.
No, you didn't.
And
snow on the ground right now.
I don't think there's not one course open right now. I tried like 3 different courses. Not one of them had tee times for the next week.
Will, there's snow on the ground.
I don't fucking care.
No, Will, there's snow and ice on the ground. Yeah. It's 20 degrees out. There's winds of 20 miles.
It'll level the playing field.
No, okay, hot shot.
No, I actually. I'm going to play.
That should have been his stand-up set right there, dude. I actually am dumb enough to fucking book a tee time this weekend when there's snow on the ground.
Well, I am still playing golf this weekend. I'm going back to X Golf in Worcester.
That'll be fun.
I won that gift card at the raffle there that I haven't used. It's been almost a year. So I was like,
how far is Worcester from you?
Like 45 minutes.
From Providence?
From Providence, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not bad. And if like I was gonna meet my friends and dad halfway, anyways, that's 45 or 50 minutes in the car. So it's like we're doing 2.5 hours. It's gonna be $80, full bar and food. Like, fuck it. It's something to do, to swing a club. Like, in those simulators, I mean, this isn't like a shameless X Golf promotion, but I've never hit on a better simulator than
really?
X Golf. Yes. I think it's like the Top Golf technology-wise of like golf simulator.
That's great to hear. Yeah.
That's good.
I know that guy took that shit seriously too, you know?
Yeah, it was like $100,000 for each fucking bay.
Yeah, and he quit. Like, I believe he quit like an executive position at a significant company.
He did,
to do that.
And if it doesn't make sense what we're talking about, we did a video promotion for X Golf that opened up next to our office, and we shot a whole promotional video for them. You can check it out on the OMADA Media website. It's a really good video and for a really good company. And yeah, so Will, still gonna golf?
Yeah, I mean, I got to do something.
I mean, the X Golf is I think what we should be getting into now. You know what I mean? Like this is where I hang up the cleats and I pull out the shoes and I go to X Golf.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've been to a lot of simulator places, and like the thing that I dislike the most about simulator places is either A, having to tee your ball up on a crappy mat, or B, having to go chase your ball every time you hit it. And not only does X Golf's 99.8% accurate, but the ball return and everything is automatic.
Yeah,
the
it's
ball
like
comes
bowling.
Up from the
No
floor.
way.
Yeah. It's all adjustable tee heights too. So like you press a button for the tee to go up. Press a button.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay,
so,
that's
sick.
See, that's an experience because we went to one out in Connecticut with our buddy some time ago. And it was the same thing as SkyTrack. It was like we had to like set the ball, we had to put the tee up, we had to do all that shit. And
half the time the ball didn't
actually it was TrackMan. That's what they were running.
I mean, TrackMan's a great system, but like it still doesn't take like the whole like bullshit. You know, I got to go pick my ball up. I got to go reset the tee every time.
That would be actually a big deal for me. If I did, it's as stupid as it sounds. The menial like putting the ball down and all that shit. Like if you take that out of it, then you spend your entire time just hitting
playing golf.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's no chasing it. Because it's going to take like, I guarantee you we'll be able to play 18 holes easy in 2.5 hours, if not less.
Yeah, which for us it was on pace to take like 7 hours.
Yeah, we got booted. Like you know what we did? I remember this now. We were playing like 4 people on one hole, and then at this place they just didn't have an efficient setup, so we just abandoned the golf match and we just went to the mini games and we just had fun with the mini games.
Yeah,
I would rather way do more the golf match though. That's what I would want.
But it was the pace that it was going at. We were never going to finish.
I feel like they don't really advertise that well enough either. They don't right now that X Golf in Lincoln. I feel like should be sending out Facebook ads to everybody saying like, come play 18 holes in the winter for this. This is our winter race.
Oh yeah, you know, they do leagues too. Like at least the one in Worcester does. I don't know about Lincoln, but like
maybe they're just crushing it. Maybe they don't need to advertise or something. But like I didn't know about that. Like
I mean, like speaking from we shot that grand opening. It was literally almost a year ago in January, and I'm like, this is a really like it's there's still some winter left, which is great because that's when people are really they relocate to the indoor scenarios. But like I was like, man, I mean, summer's going to come soon, and like, what's going to happen? Like, are you going to make it through the full year? And here they are. So they must be doing well at that location. And you know, I haven't been back.
It's also nighttime. You know, you got to factor in nighttime plays.
Oh yeah, they do. Like they're open till 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Oh
so,
really?
Like,
so you go play 18 holes at 7.
My thing
that
I always
go play at 7.
My feeling with those places, the thing that they'd never captured for me is that if I was to go pay for 18 holes or want to play in a simulator, the best time to do that, truthfully, is the same best time that it is to play golf, which for me is on a Sunday. Now, it's winter, so there's football, right? So what's the downside of those simulators, or what haven't they figured out? Is to me personally is that if I go in with a foursome, I don't need to socialize with the other bays. I don't even need to hear the other bays, right? So what I would prefer to have is your own, like, in the bay, you have your own couch set up just like Topgolf, right? Because that's how it is, so that you can eat food, you can dine, you can have drinks, and it's all in one place. And then I would like to have my own personal TV or set of TVs that you're able to watch all the big games on.
Yeah.
And that's what I think would separate the experience from me, is that I could get good food like Topgolf, good drink like Topgolf, sit like Topgolf, and then add the TV aspect of it so that it's like a Sunday watch the game kind of. Yeah. You could do it the whole day, you know?
So I'll deliver you some more good X Golf news. you can rent a private room at X Golf for like an extra $15 an hour. And there's TVs in there and couches and tables.
And that's it.
And a closed off simulator.
So they figured it out.
And honestly, like I think even the non-VIP private bays at X Golf have TVs. And on the flip side of that, like we're playing at 10 a.m. on Sunday. So we're going to play 18 holes and then we're going to go into Worcester and watch football and eat dinner. Or lunch. So, but X Golf does have that. So like that, I mean, there you go.
Yeah. I always think like too, this is like a weird like idiosyncrasy, but like, in those kinds of rooms, like if they do the private room, if it's super light, then it kind of defeats like the magic of it. I would love it to be like dimmed down and have like the golden simulator lights over the table and shit, so that even if it's the daytime, you can kind of like be sort of at the bar environment in a private room. Like that's where I think it would be kind of mastered the experience.
Have you ever been to a bowling alley where they have all the lights on?
Yes, I hate it.
Completely different.
So
when you go to a bowling alley at night and it's like nice and it's
yeah.
like dimmed down and they have like the disco ball or something going, then it's like electric and it's fun.
Yep.
But then you go to the other side of the bowling alley that's like meant for the kids and it's all lit up. It's like, oh fuck that.
It sucks, dude.
I don't want to go over there.
It's so stupid, but like if you get like in a place like that, if you get the lighting correct, because those simulators, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the green on the ground, but they always use this golden light that's so mesmerizing and like puts you in the, you know what I think it is?
It's called mood lighting.
When you darken the room and you do that one light over the ball so you can see the ball and whatnot, when you look at the screen, it puts you in the golf course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way more than when you're fucking when it's super lit up and just like bright. Did you check it out? Was it like that? Or
yes.
Now I want to go check it out.
Yeah.
They didn't have that in X Golf in Lincoln, by the way.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't speak for X Golf Lincoln. I've never been there, but this one, like, there's like 4 bays on the left side of the building and 4 bays on the right. The VIPs on the left side of the building, but like all the bays, as far as I remember, on the left side of the building were all just like that.
Is there a bar in the middle of it? Or
right in the middle. Yep, and they got food and.
Do you have a server?
Yes, you do have a server.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll see. They're running it like it needs to be run. They're doing it like a kind of like a Top Golf type.
Yeah, I mean, even all like the non-VIP booths have couches and tables and shit. Like it's a really nice setup. And like I said, I've been meaning to get
brand
back
new
there.
too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's simulator season, dude.
Oh, you know what's funny? In the video, now that I think about it, they did have the light done correctly. They did have that golden light over the top, and it created that, and then the simulator. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Wow, yeah, that's cool.
All right, let's move into some football stuff. We'll make this quick. Patriots back in the win column. Needed it, but it's fantasy playoff time. And me and Josh both have entered the playoffs for our big league that we have together. And Josh's team is plateauing at a dangerous rate right now.
Yeah, I mean, Kluchi, we both lost our game. Remember, we were supposed to be.
Yeah, so we're not playing each other.
Yeah, now I'm playing
Cambio. Based off of points for, we're not playing each other.
Yeah, I'm playing Cambio, and then I'm gonna go, and whoever wins that game has to play Alex Maddie, and we're gonna get destroyed either way. So
his team is.
I don't understand that though. Like I don't understand how these like A-list players are sucking dick so much. I don't get it. Like DeAndre Swift, what are you doing? You know what I mean? You're in the southern part of the season. You missed however many on an injury. Like
might have lost the job. Maybe Jamal Williams took the job.
It doesn't seem like that though. Like last game, he had so many carries. Like he actually put up 20 points in the previous game. So why does he come back and put up 10 points? It's stupid. Josh Allen, get your head out of your ass, baby.
Well, he got screwed because there was like a wintry, snowy mix, and the Jets Jets have a good defense, so Josh Allen didn't play that well, but they still won. Yeah. I'm in a tough situation in the playoffs because one of my best players is I have Josh Jacobs on my team, Las Vegas Raiders, playing against the New England Patriots this Sunday in a must-win game for the Patriots. So it's going to be one of those moments where I need the Patriots to win. Just because I'm a lunatic Patriots fan, but also Josh Jacobs is gonna break my heart, but also win me my fantasy game. So, and he's going against the Patriots. So I'm in a tough situation, but I don't know, man. It's just the grind of football season. I'm so excited.
We do have a big, we have a quad rollover on nobody basically for 4 weeks we went?
Yes, so we've mentioned the pick'em pool on this podcast a few times. Me and Josh are in this big pick'em pool where you pick 5 games each week against the spread. If you go 5-0, you get a weekly payout. If nobody goes 5-0, the weekly payout rolls into the next week and the next week and the next week until somebody goes 5-0. And right now we are at a quad rollover. This week, if you go 5-0, you get $600.
Nice.
So it's gonna be some intense times on the football field.
Dude, last week there were some fucking upsets.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, I thought the Seahawks were going to fucking annihilate. And
the Panthers. So now the Panthers are all of a sudden alive in the playoff record. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Crazy.
The Houston Texans are trash. Almost beat the Cowboys, which was they were 16.5-point underdogs, and they lost in the closing seconds. So that's crazy.
What was the other game? Oh, the Lions beat the Vikings.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that the Lions technically were favored in that game.
They were. Why is that?
Las Vegas. It's just
how the fuck did they know that though, dude? Like, I saw that line and I was like, they know something we don't. Like for you to put a favorable line to the Lions
over the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings.
10-2. Yeah, I was like,
what the fuck is happening?
I was like, that's a hammer the Lions. I've never seen a bet where I was like, wow, they went so in the opposite direction of like the records that stand that they just genuinely know something. They've done the math or something. I don't know.
And I'm the sucker who was like, I'm taking the Vikings. Lost.
I knew that. I stayed away from the game.
The second that game started, I was like, oh, I lost.
I've been saying it since the day one of the season that I thought the Lions were going to be good. And everybody was like a couple games in when they were losing and whatnot. Everybody was like, oh, they're so bad. And the Lions. People even started making jokes to me like, oh, yeah, it's the Detroit Lions, because they had that game where they like fucked up on some play calling. They gave the ball back to, what was it, Buffalo, and the Buffalo ran it back for a touchdown in the end really quickly or something.
I don't know. I think it was earlier in the season. They just mismanaged the game. I think it was like week 1 or 2.
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, Thanksgiving. Yeah, they lost to Buffalo.
They lost to Buffalo. They gave Josh Allen like 35 seconds to get down the field when they could have just drowned the clock out. They had plenty of time to do it, and they just fucked the whole thing up, basically. Yeah. But anyways, dude, they were losing games on like 45-point offensive fucking like performances. Yeah. I mean, they were going off, and they had great offense. I don't know why they got rid of Hawkinson, which was interesting, and they played better.
I think he was on a contract coming up, so it's kind of one of those moments where you know that he's going to require you to pay him like millions and millions of dollars.
Way more, yeah.
So instead of losing him for nothing, you trade him.
What did they get?
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. I think they probably got a couple draft picks or something, but what's crazy is they traded him within the division, which is really stupid.
And when did playoffs start, Kaluj?
4 weeks. There's 4 weeks.
So basically, we're going
into
fantasy playoffs, but the thing that sucks about it is it's not playoffs for them.
No, they don't.
But you do have this situation where some of them are contending for getting into playoffs, so they can outperform.
Yeah, that's why you never play the final week in fantasy, because a lot of players will sit it out if your team's eliminated or if your team has already clinched a playoff spot. Like if Josh Allen already clinches the AFC East, he will not play the final week of the season. Because there's no reason for him to risk getting hurt in a meaningless game. Right. But that's why we don't play that game. Nobody plays that game in fantasy anymore. But it's grind time for football. It's a very exciting time of the year. It's probably my favorite time of the year, to be honest with you. But we'll move into our little Christmas segment. We're going to do the Podium of Christmas movies. So I asked the boys come up with a list of a bunch of Christmas movies, like your favorites, whether it's personal or just the ones you like the most. And we're going to go down the order to, like, you've seen a draft in every freaking podcast ever, but we're going to, one pick. What do you guys want to do for the order, I guess? Josh, Will, me. So that'll be the order. Josh, Will, me. Josh, Will, me. Josh, lead it off with your first movie.
Well, I feel like we're gonna like overlap.
We need to take the original Christmas Story out of the equation.
Okay.
I feel like
the number one Christmas movie to me that's ever been created is The Grinch Stole Christmas. That was done by Jim Carrey, and
I had it on my list as well.
I mean, I hate to say it, but the movie's not only hilarious, but it captures the essence and the problem with Christmas as well as the resolution. I mean, it's just like it's the ultimate movie.
It's awesome. It's a great. We talked about it like 2 weeks ago
on the last one. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, but that's what kind of inspired me to do this little segment. But yeah, I love The Grinch Stole Christmas. I'm probably gonna watch that this weekend. Will, what's your first pick?
I've got kind of an underrated one that I don't know. Maybe I'm sure you guys have seen it, but it's The Night Before with Seth Rogen.
No.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh, so I watched it last night because I needed I think I've only watched it 1 or 2 times. I needed a refresher on it.
Yeah.
It actually scored pretty well on, I think, IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes. But it's a classic, like, Seth Rogen kind of like this is the end style movie. Very funny. Seth Rogen does like a ton of drugs in the movie, and it's classic Seth Rogen. So if you want a funny Christmas movie that's more relevant to like 2022, it's a good watch.
So what's it called? The Night Before.
The Night Before. It's on Amazon Prime, but you have to have AMC Plus. We just did the free 7-day trial last night.
There's some weird fucking shit on Amazon Prime where like some movies are available through like Fubo, and you're like, what the fuck, or Freebie.
No, I think Fubo's one too.
And I'm like, what is this? Like, just give me the movie.
It's on Apple TV too, if you have Apple TV. So
I'll have to check that out. My first choice.
I will check that out.
I will go with. I'll go with Elf. I mean, Elf is always a classic.
I don't know how I forgot about Elf.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's almost
we've been talking so
synonymous.
much shit about Will Ferrell lately.
Yeah, Elf is fucking unbelievable. I have a really good movies left on my list, but I love Elf. Will Ferrell's hilarious. Is it Zooey Deschanel or is it Elizabeth Banks in Elf?
Zooey Deschanel.
It is Zooey Deschanel.
I think so, right?
She's from
New Girl.
New Girl, yeah.
Yeah. So
it's hard. It's for me. It's hard to like think about because she has blonde hair in Elf, but like she has dark hair in every other thing she's done.
Yeah,
so.
You're right. Actually, damn, she does look different.
So it kind of throws you off.
Yeah, and the guy who plays the dad of the house that he moves into,
Walter,
used to live in Cumberland.
No shit.
Yeah, I think he passed away though. But I'm not entirely sure.
Talking about the Grinchy Grouch.
Yeah, the dad from Step Brothers.
No, you got the wrong.
No,
guy.
those are 2 different guys.
Yeah, you get 2 different guys.
He's not an elf.
No, he's the father.
Oh, you're right. It's different. Yeah, you are right. You're right. This guy.
That guy lived in Cumberland.
Yeah, the dad from Step
Elf?
Brothers.
I think he lives down.
No,
in
the dad from
Andrew,
Step
he
Brothers.
didn't live in Cumberland. He lived in Rhode Island.
No, he lived in Cumberland.
Newport.
Yeah,
no, he lived in Cumberland.
No,
yeah, I saw him at Dave's.
He passed away, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He did?
Yeah.
Swear to God, I just saw him in something recently.
I'm not sure.
All right.
All right, let's get back onto this Christmas toy. Josh, your second pick.
So the difficulty with this pick, right, is like I love Nightmare Before Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Halloween movie, really. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm just gonna that's an honorable mention, but I'm gonna say my next one. I'm curious if you've seen it. Arthur Christmas.
No. Never even
You've
heard
never
of it.
seen Arthur Christmas?
Never even heard of it.
Is this like a childhood movie for you?
Oh my no. I actually tragically was shown to me by like an ex-girlfriend. But I don't give a fuck because it's a good movie and it's fucking magical.
Arthur Christmas?
Arthur's Christmas, 7.1 stars on IMDb. Santa's clumsy son Arthur sets out on a mission with Grand Santa to give out a present they misplaced to a young girl in less than 2 hours.
It's an electric movie, dude.
Never even heard of it. No.
It's good scale on like what you portray the like Santa elf kingdom to look like. It's very modernized.
Oh, and it's animated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, very cool.
Love
very
that movie. Really highly recommend that. Like especially in a time where Christmas movies are coming out and they fucking suck.
Will.
I'm gonna take it back to 2003 or 5 here. Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton.
Great movie.
Big Billy Bob Thornton guy. I love him in Bad News Bears. Also another great notable movie, but not Christmas related. But yeah, Bad Santa. Like I can't not include that one
movie's
in the top 3.
Wow, that's interesting. I haven't seen that in a minute.
I'm like a big comedy Christmas movie
guy.
Yeah. I love all the like animated ones too, but if I'm sitting down to watch something.
The short person in that movie is so funny.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he is fucking hilarious, and Billy Bob is hilarious, and the kid is funny as fuck.
Yeah, that
too.
movie does not miss.
That's such a good movie. My second pick, again, really popular one. I'm gonna go Home Alone. Home Alone is
that whole
incredible.
God damn, Andrew, that's a good movie.
Yeah. And
did you watch the 3 or did you just watch the 1?
I just watched the first one.
You've never seen the other 2?
Oh, no, I've seen all 4 of them.
Oh, okay.
There's actually 5 of them now, but the 4th one, I don't think a single person in the world has seen.
No, that's not true. You talking about the new one?
No, the 4th one.
Oh.
The 4th one where he goes to the mansion. And it's not even Macaulay Culkin. It's a different kid.
Did you see the fucking new one?
No.
Actually really good.
I haven't seen it.
Actually really good.
All right, I'll have
Great
to watch.
actor. Kid was funny as hell. They modernized it with all like the toys that we grew up with and like Legos and Nerf and shit. It's fucking cool. It's a good movie.
Yeah, but Home Alone 1 is great. I actually liked Home Alone 3 as well, but not a lot of people do. 'Cause that was the first one without Macaulay Culkin. But I've never seen. I don't really think I've even seen Home Alone 2 when he goes to New York City.
It's another good one.
But Home Alone 1 is like that's Joe Pesci is like. I mean, come on, that's shit's fucking awesome.
Best for sure.
Josh.
And now, for the all-time great, the fucking most magical movie that has ever been created by mankind. And if you're ever having a down Christmas, a bad Christmas, a negative Christmas, and you're not in the spirit of Christmas, I'm going to advise you heed my warning. If you want to fucking have a good Christmas, or a good Christmas Eve, even better, is what my favorite time. My family and I watch this every single year. I want you to find some hot cocoa, take a Kit Kat bar and boil it into a fucking jar if you don't have the dust or whatever. The pouch that comes from, what's the fucking company? The chocolate. Swiss Miss. You don't have your Swiss Miss. I want to throw a Kit Kat bar in a jar. And I want you to sit down and watch The Polar Express, baby.
Yeah. I've never seen
I knew
The Polar Express.
Will.
I read the book, but it was a picture book, so.
Oh my God, you've never seen The Polar Express?
No, I really don't think I have.
That's wild.
Isn't there some hubbub around this movie?
No, there's no hubbub.
Like,
this is the greatest Christmas movie that has ever been made.
It's so good.
Like it bring like okay, you know when you were younger and you feel that like when you wake up, you think about that
magic.
The Christmas morning magic, like when you're like the night before kind of feeling.
Yeah.
As an adult, you don't experience that anymore. You lose that.
Yeah.
And that's what the movie's all about, is holding on to that feeling. And it's the guy who's narrating the whole entire movie / the characters about is fucking Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
So, you've got like his voice serenading you through the whole entire Christmas experience. And they show it's the biggest scale and the most realistic perspective of what Santa Claus's the North Pole would have to be to actually do what we expect Santa to do. You know what I mean? In a weird way. Like if it was to be real, but animated, this is how it would look.
Gotcha.
And it's one of those first movies where the animation like completely changed, and it was kind of like real life animation.
Yeah.
And it's trippy as fuck, and it's really, really good.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch that over Christmas.
Do me a favor, if you can find time on the night before Christmas.
Oh yeah,
that's the best time to watch it.
Like I said, get some hot cocoa, get your heated blanket, or borrow it from Colucci, and fucking burn yourself alive.
Start
while you
a fire
watch.
in the living room.
I remember in grade school, we used to always watch that movie in class, and we would like get a hot cocoa day on like the last day before Christmas vacation. That is cemented in my mind forever. But yeah, great movie, Josh.
Well, since we can't say Christmas Story, mainly because that movie is universally loved, I may get some kickback on this, but I personally really liked A Christmas Story Christmas, and I know you had some.
The new one,
yeah. I know you didn't like it as much, and I talked to Mark downstairs about it, and he didn't like it as much either. And I understand there's some flaws with this movie, but I think the biggest thing for me, and it kind of goes back to that Christmas magic, was seeing all the original actors again together in that same movie. I think that was pretty heartwarming. Whatever, yeah. I don't care if I sound corny, but I think that really brought it home for me. And yeah, there's some storyline flaws, and it's filmed in 4K, but
filmed in like it's 4K. Yeah, try like 6 or 8K.
Yeah, they really had red cinema cameras in 1976. But no, I mean, I really liked that movie. It was heartwarming, and
he was also just a little bit weird in the movie to me, though.
I mean,
he was not that like happy-go-lucky kid.
You know, he was an elf. You know that, right?
No.
Yeah, he was one of the elves in Elf, making the toys in Santa's factory.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So next time you watch Elf,
is that in the very first scene when he's in the White Room?
When they're making the Etch-a-Sketches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's got facial hair.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
That was him?
Yeah, he's in there.
Holy shit!
Which I didn't know until I saw Christmas Story Christmas, and then watched Elf again.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, a little fun tidbit there.
Yeah.
And for my last pick, this movie to me is, I don't know if you would classify it is a Christmas movie, but my God, I got to give it to Gremlins. I love Gremlins.
Is that
what? Are you serious?
I feel like I saw that in a Blockbuster movie store when I was 4 years old.
Dude, do yourself a favor. It's one of the funniest fucking movies ever, dude.
You know who would like that movie is a kid who grew up watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, it's not that scary, dude.
Yeah.
It's not even that scary. It's funny as fuck, dude. Gremlins is freaking awesome.
When did Gremlins come out?
Fuck.
Do they kill people in that movie?
Several.
Okay.
Gremlins.
Dude,
Merry Christmas.
I'm thinking back right now. I'm standing in the
1984.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
watch Gremlins. It's unbelievable. Have you ever? So you've never?
That's
seen
gonna
Gremlins?
wrap up this segment.
No, I have a couple more I want to say. I have a couple. Does anybody else have a couple more that they had on their list?
No, no.
I gave you the finisher. I don't.
Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas is a childhood favorite.
Where is that on? That's got to be on Disney Plus,
yeah,
right?
it's Mickey Mouse. It's 3 different stories. So he does like a Goofy story, a Donald Duck story, and then a Mickey story. Really, really good.
I don't think I've
Christmas
seen that,
movie.
but
they'll put you in the freaking mood.
I'm going to Disney World for Christmas.
You should watch Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Okay. It's very good. And then another one that's very underrated, in my opinion, is Unaccompanied Minors. I don't know if anybody here has seen it. Nope. It's about just a group of teenagers who are they're solo travelers trying to get home for Christmas, and they all get stuck at the airport together.
Oh wow,
it's really good.
Galucci loves the teenager stories.
This
cute.
One's more like kiddie, but it's like a really heartwarming story. And it's all Christmas based, and it's really good. But yeah. I can't believe you guys didn't like the Gremlins pick.
You know what's funny? We haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
and
it.
It's just
You've never seen Gremlins.
It's just like you say Gremlins. I'm not even thinking Christmas movie. I'm thinking like Gremlins.
Boondocks. Saints or something.
No, Gremlins. If I can don't
I was
feed them
thinking
after midnight.
No, when he was saying Gremlins, I know what he was talking about. It's like the little furball creatures that go.
Yeah, well, they turn into Gremlins.
Yeah, and they turn into big scary monsters or whatever.
No, they're small, but they're funny as fuck.
Oh well, the thing is that they kill people. So why would I ever think that's a Christmas movie?
Because it takes place on Christmas. It's
really?
It's really fucking
You know what?
good.
Maybe I'll watch it so I can come back on the podcast and absolutely tear you apart.
The whole point is that he gets the I think it's called a Mogwai. He gets the Mogwai for Christmas. And there's instructions that you're not supposed to feed it after midnight or expose it to water. And then once they get exposed to water, they hatch all these eggs, and then the gremlins come out.
They multiply.
The fucking gremlins go crazy, dude.
I think I'm going to take Josh's approach on this and just watch it out of spite.
yeah.
Dude, some of the gremlins
we
are
should do
really
a whole
funny.
segment of how bad the movie is when we come back in. So
you guys fucking... I guarantee you'll enjoy Gremlins. Don't watch Gremlins 2. Just watch Gremlins 1 and just fucking... just
What's
enjoy.
it on?
I don't even fucking know.
Yeah, nowhere
VHS.
is the answer. VHS, yeah. We got to go back and
travel back in
Yeah.
time and go to a Blockbuster to get it.
Go to Blockbuster to get it.
I've had enough
Gremlins
of this shit.
single-handedly put Blockbuster out of business, dude.
See show times and tickets. It looks like they're fucking airing this in movie theaters right now. Oh, Alamo Draft House in downtown Los Angeles. Okay, so.
Yeah, I've actually been around where that is. They do these like...
Oh, it's on HBO Max. All right, never mind.
Okay, great. We can watch it now, Will.
Yeah.
God, everybody out there, fucking jump for joy in your car or wherever the fuck you are.
Stop, pull over.
Pull over and start jumping for joy. We got
You're
Gremlins
telling me you
on
don't know
HBO.
what this guy is?
No, I know what he is, but I never thought it was a Christmas. I always thought it was just a horror movie.
No, it's kind of like a Christmas, and then that's the Gremlins, dude. That's when they go gremlin.
Right. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it now.
I fucking love Gremlins. All right, Josh, why'd you take it away with your joke?
You know, maybe we should just save it. Maybe we should just save the joke.
We're
we
at
should
an
leave
hour
off.
right now. It's your call.
Yeah, we're already at an hour.
Here's the
I have
thing.
to
We're
pump
taking
this
a break
out
next
in, like,
week,
20
right?
minutes.
So
Yeah.
when we come back, it'll be
January.
January?
It'll be the new
Yeah.
year, yeah.
Okay, so you know what we'll do is we're gonna postpone the comedy section. Why? Because I want everybody on this break to be thinking about the Polar Express, but more so be thinking about when I come back, we're gonna do the most lit up, amazing comedy section that has ever been that we've ever done. Because I'm gonna prepare even further than what I already have, which was a hilarious joke. And everybody get pumped up for that. Make sure to tune in on the next episode and keep up to date with everything we're posting on social media.
New year, new jokes.
You're on your way to Florida right now.
I am.
You excited?
Yeah,
I can't wait. We gotta do a full Disney recap because I want to hear all about the Star Wars world. Experience.
Well, the experience we're doing is the Star Cruiser experience. So for 24 hours, I believe we work as the chosen path that we have. I mean, you know what's crazy is like it's Westworld.
Yeah.
Without the robots. Like Disney in a couple of years is the only one I think that maybe Universal is the only, I actually see it being more Universal that could even emulate a Westworld type experience. Yeah. They have the animatronics. They've done those robots so much before. You know what I mean? It's like we're edging towards Westworld.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear about that trip. But hey, thank you so much for listening, everybody. Again, no episode next week. Everyone's kind of traveling for the holidays. Have a happy and safe holiday, whatever you celebrate. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hop on our email list. We got some cool sales going on over the next couple weeks. You can get your Tri-Lite for $215 with code FLASH144. So go ahead and check that out. Thank you so much for listening. Have a happy and safe holidays. Peace out.
See ya.